This is the Backlog Exposed podcast, bringing you weekly discussions on gaming, as well as quick insights into sports, entertainment, and anything else that we can think of. To get in touch with us, ask questions, or just hang out and chat, join us in the Backlog Exposed Discord. Follow us on Twitter at @TheBacklogPod, or send us an email at thebacklogexposed@gmail.com. You can find all of our social media information, as well as many different ways to listen to our podcast by visiting our website, thebacklogexposed.com.
I'm Joe.
I'm Kevin.
And we are
The Backlog
Exposed.
Hey everybody, welcome back to The Backlog Exposed. You're listening to Joe and Kevin, and we're shooting the shit on September 30th, 2018. 2018, episode 18. Joe, what's going on over there, man?
Man, living the dream, working and playing video games. What you up to?
This is just about the same. Last night I went camping. Took my boys and my wife camping, and we had a really, really good time. Went out to Camp Chowanois over here in Jacksonville. Set up a tent. We got this pop-up tent that goes up in about 2 minutes. 2 people can put this whole thing, and it's like a cabin tent. And the arms extend very much like an umbrella at the beach, you know? You pop them up, and then the thing goes up real fast, if you have 2 people especially. Well, Crystal went ahead and bought a tent for the boys, and you know those sunshades for your car?
Yeah.
And you know how fast they pop open? Like, they're kind of like wiry, and it's hard to get them back into that circle?
Yeah.
Well, we have a tent that opens up literally in less than 2 seconds.
Dang. Is it nice, though?
It's nice. It's a 4-person tent. It's big enough to put both the boys in there, and they have room to stand up and walk around a little bit, and plenty of space. I think it was $40 on either Walmart or Amazon. But
Dang,
when you go camping,
crazy.
it's something. I remember back in the day putting tents up and stuff, and you just get frustrated with the poles. Sometimes they're broken. Pain in the ass to
Me
take
and Lan
down.
bought one for Caleb's Boy Scout trip, and I mean, it only takes about 10 minutes to put up. But yeah, like you said, in the second time you put it up, man, the poles you don't know where they're going, and I don't know, it's just annoying.
Yeah, it's such a different story when you show up and you put that thing up, and it's 2 seconds. So we went out with Jed, who was on the podcast a couple weeks ago, his wife, Ashley, and their son, Logan, and we had a really good time. They're going to be moving out to Italy soon, so trying to get as much time with them as we can. And yeah, that's about it. I mean, other than working and video gaming and playing with the boys and all that fun stuff, definitely trying to get outdoors a little bit more. Next weekend we have a 2-day camping trip with the Boy Scouts, so definitely looking forward to that. And I don't know, man, what about you? What recreational type stuff have you been up to?
Man, nothing. I've been in the middle of buying a house, so we've been
That's always
stressed
fun,
out
right?
about that for the last 2-3 weeks. So
Man, I don't envy you, but I envy you, because it's an awesome time, but at the same time it's a stressful time, you know what I mean?
yeah, we're pretty much done though. We signed the contract, sent it to the bank. Bank gave me the final numbers, and all we're waiting on now is for a closing date.
I can see it now. You're going to walk up, they're going to go to give you the keys, and they're going to be like, oh, you know what? It didn't need it, but we're just putting on a new roof, and we're repaving your driveway for you, because you're a nice guy, Joe.
It's the ruble way, man.
The ruble way, man. Honestly, you got a way with words, and you deserve it. You deserve
I told
all
a buddy
this.
of mine about that TV story a couple of days ago.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they couldn't believe it. I was like, hey, man, it is what it is. It's just you got the luck or you don't.
Hey, remember when I was thinking about this the other day. Remember when you sold that TV to that guy who showed up in a
Oh, yeah, he
Hyundai
showed up in a
Elantra?
Honda Civic trying to get a 55-inch.
That was
And
probably...
he stuck it in the car on his kid in the car seat.
We were like, I don't know if you can... I don't know if you can get that in there. Bye.
Oh, it'll fit. It'll fit. It'll fit. I'm like, dude, it's not going to fit. And then he kept trying. I was like, all right, well, I got to go.
Yep. Yeah. Bye. We're out. You got your money.
Crazy.
So, before we jump into the games and whatnot, we have a lot to talk about this week. We've been kind of a little bit erratic with our schedule, but, you know, we're still getting used to all of this. So, We're going to try to start doing the 2 a week again. We're going to do a longer one on Sundays, a shorter one on Wednesdays. So you'll have something to start the week and something to finish the week. But, sometimes we're not going to have them out there. That's just the way this podcast goes because we're busy people. But at the same time, we're trying and we'll do our best.
That's right.
This is something you've all been waiting for, okay? I know it because I can feel it. I can feel the electricity. You're all waiting for the contest for the VR game. This is our first giveaway, okay? And I expect people to enter. I expect people to do this. We tried with the traps, the trap kill in Fortnite.
Yeah, we were very unsuccessful with that.
But at the same time, this was a couple months ago. It's trap kills in Fortnite aren't the easiest thing to get. So we probably had a couple people try.
That is true.
So here's what we got, okay? We got the game Preda Vendetta Rising. It's got good reviews. It's got bad reviews. I'm playing it. I'm going to be playing more of it, get a review out of my own. I don't have anything out for us today to talk about, really, but next week I definitely will. But the game is pretty. The people who built it put their heart and soul into it. They gave us a review copy. They gave us a copy to give to the listeners. And I want the listeners to try it for themselves, possibly provide some feedback for us as well. So if you have a PlayStation VR, or if you're planning on getting a PlayStation VR, look into this contest, okay? Here's how you can enter. Joe, tell me if you think this is a good idea. We're going to have them follow the Backlog Exposed. So anybody who enters for this contest has to be following our Twitter account at the Backlog Pod. Okay, it's at the Backlog Pod, P-O-D. You can get to it by going to our website, thebacklogexposed.com, clicking on the Twitter link up top, and then just hitting that follow button.
Perfect.
We're going to make a post. We're going to make a post about this on the Backlog Pod Twitter account. You need to retweet and like the post. We're going to have a hashtag on that, on the thing. So when you retweet it, and you post it and like it.
Yeah, man, talking's hard. It's okay. Keep going.
I'm trying. When you do that, it's going to carry that hashtag. Hopefully that'll trend a little bit for people trying to look for contests and things like that. But we also want you to tag 3 friends, okay? If you don't have 3 friends, go make 3 friends, add them to the post, because what we're trying to do with this giveaway is grow the show, obviously, right? We're not just trying to keep it quiet. We want to grow the show. We want to get more followers and more listeners and all that good stuff. Our Twitter account's starting to explode a little bit. I get 3 to 5, sometimes 10 new additions a day, and it's looking really good. People are starting to respond and contact us and things like that through the Twitter, so I think that's the safest and easiest way right now for us to be growing it, so that's where you're going to do this.
Twitter is pretty much the best all-about way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, man. And so this first contest is real simple. Like I said, follow the Backlog Pod, retweet, like the post, include the hashtag that we got in there, and then tag 3 friends. We're going to tally up the contestants, and we're going to randomly choose a winner out of those people who do these 3 things. If you haven't done them, you'll be disqualified. And if you do win, we're going to shoot you a direct message via Twitter. If you don't respond within 24 hours, we're going to move on to the next person. We don't have all day, okay? And this is our first contest. We don't want it to go on the wayside. Joe, what do you think of that contest?
I like it.
Good.
I think it'll. I think people will come on this one. I think people will, because we already got followers on Twitter, so It's going to be easy. They're going to automatically, the people that's already following us, is just going to be like, boom, send it out to 3 friends. They're already in the contest. So
yeah, seriously.
I think it'll be pretty good.
And you can look at it this way: for those of you who are listening and you're interested at all in any way, shape, or form, we didn't get any contestants for our trap kill. So if you enter once, you have a really good chance of winning, given our track record.
You have a really good chance of winning this.
So I got the code. I'm ready to go. The folks over at the dev studio are waiting to hear what people think. I know this game's been out for a little while. It's nothing super special here, but come on, help us out. Let's make this thing happen. And we appreciate your support and feedback. So, Joe, I think you want to talk a little bit about this PSOne Classic. I know we talked about it a couple podcasts ago. What you got for us?
I don't know, man. I was looking at it earlier. I was pretty excited about it at the beginning, but then I seen that price tag though. $100 is, to me, it's kind of like a kick in the face, because everybody else is coming out with, obviously Nintendo came out with the NES Classic with 25 some odd games, and they were $50. And the Super NES came out. Obviously, it had less games, but the games are bigger.
Yep.
And then you got this that's coming out for $100. I'm just like, man.
And they only have 5 games announced for it?
Well, there's 20 games announced. There's 20 games for it, but
There's
the ones that they're
for it,
advertising the most are Final Fantasy VII, Jumpin' Flash, Ridge Racer Type 4, Tekken 3, and Wild Arms. Now, Final Fantasy VII is going to be a big hit because that's a huge following in its own.
Joe, they're remaking Final Fantasy VII. It's just taking
that's another
forever.
thing I was going to bring up. They're remaking that for PS4, 4K. It's going to be phenomenal. But you also have people like me and you that really like the old games. Like Tekken 3 was one of my favorite games. I played that I played all the Tekkens.
I played the hell out of Tekken 3.
Ridge Racer Type 4 was an awesome game. I remember playing the hell out of that when I was a kid. I didn't play Final Fantasy. I watched Final Fantasy VII from start to finish with Adam when he played. But to me, it just, for $100, it seems a bit much because
I don't know. What pisses me off.
I'm up in the air with it. I'm gonna buy it. Obviously, I'm a collector, so I'll have one in my collection.
Just like you bought that VR, right?
I haven't bought one of those yet. I don't need one of those. There's plenty of time with that because there's a lot of people.
PSOne?
Yeah, I do. I've only got 3. But
if you get another one, you'll have 4 PS1s.
They're releasing it December 3rd.
Yeah.
Right before the holidays. So that's going to be it's going to be a mad dash. They're not going to have enough, obviously. They're only going to release, 10 or something stupid. And then everybody's going to want one. And the ones they did get released is going to be online for $14.5 million plus your unborn child. And it's going to be ridiculous. Just like everything else. It's just all a money grab. But it is kind of cool to see. It is kind of nice to, see what's going on.
Yeah, I just think, here's the thing, okay? If anybody in the last 20 years has had any level of tech savviness at all and found out through college or high school or whatever that their friends were playing old retro video games via emulators on their computer, it takes all but 3 minutes to have like the entire Nintendo collection. It's everywhere.
I mean, not me personally. I know a guy that has a Sega Dreamcast with every regular Nintendo game on a 700 meg disc.
Yeah, and same here. I know a guy who had the original Microsoft Xbox with a disc you could pop in that had every TurboGrafx 16, every Neo Geo, every Dreamcast, every PlayStation 2, PlayStation CD, PS, whatever that was.
I mean, that's the thing, though. There's a lot of people out there, but then let's say, for instance, for the kids, how easy is it to teach, young kids how to work that versus here's a power button, here's the on and off switch, here's the controller.
Totally with you there, but the price, like you said at the beginning, the price is what kicks my ass. Okay.
Yeah, the price kind of pisses me off, man. It's like, come on, Sony, really?
My point is, maybe it's not easy. I know that there's definitely tools out there that you can put together that make it graphically pleasing, and it can be something that is usable by kids or whatever. There's more technical versions of the same exact thing. But the fact is, in less than 3 minutes, I can have everything ever. And they're trying to say $100 for 20 games, and you should be able to pick your damn 20 games.
Well, here's my thing. It should be $100. Now, if they came out and said $100 for 20 games, within the next few months, we're going to have, an update, or you can there's something that you can update or whatever. There's a flash drive that you can buy for an additional $20 or, something.
Yeah.
And like, we're going to include a couple hundred games. We're just getting this out for the holiday season. But man, they're not going to do that. There's 20, and that's all they're giving you for $100 is 20 games.
I mean, I get it, but I just don't appreciate it. I think it's something that it's a cash grab.
Oh, it is. It's a total cash grab, dude. I mean, they saw Nintendo make buku money off both of their systems, and they're like, oh, this is super easy. Let's jump on board.
And what bothers me too is that, like in Nintendo, for example, on the Wii On the Wii, I went and bought Mario, the original Mario. I went and bought Mario 2, Mario 3 on whatever the store was there. And I did it again on the Wii U, and it's like, why doesn't that shit carry over? Why doesn't that shit carry over to the next system?
Money, man.
Yeah, but it's at the same time, it's like you buy these games over and over and over and over again, and they just don't have any respect for their customer base. And the customer base is broad enough, and I don't know. I mean, I would say stupid enough, but it's not, you do it out of convenience, out of fun. But I just wish that there'd be some respect for the people who helped make them as rich as they are.
I just wish they would bring out something that made sense. Like, you can't, all right, first of all, $100 is a third of the price of a new PS4.
Yeah, exactly.
Think about that. If I had actually, it's going to be about $7, $8, $9 plus taxes. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So you're already looking at a third of the price for a PS4. You go to GameStop, that's a little less than half for a used PS4.
It's sick, man. It's sick. It really is sick.
Sony doesn't care, man. They're making money no matter what. They could have released this for $100 and put 5 games on it.
Yeah, people would do it.
It's still gonna sell because they've seen the trend in the past with Nintendo, and there was people that made $200-$300 off these systems because people wanted them. This is the same thing that's gonna happen again.
Yeah, and
December 3rd, it's gonna come out. They're gonna release a couple 100,000 or whatever it is, and you're gonna have people run to the stores.
And they'll know the demand based off of that. They'll know how many more they have to make.
Yeah, and they're not going to be out in time for December 25th for Christmas. And then you got moms and dads out there that wants to try to make the kids happy, which I understand, paying $200, $250 for a PSOne Classic.
Yep.
Now, mind you, you can still go out and grab these games. It's not that far. These PS1 was not that far away. Now, the Nintendo version, I understand what the craze was for. That was 33 years ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The odds of going and finding Mario 1, 2, and 3 right now is slim. And if you do find it, you're paying $30, $40 for a game. You can go find Tekken 3 right now on PlayStation 1 for a little of nothing because it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, you find yourself a used video game store, one of those local ones, man. You can get PlayStation 1, PlayStation. You can go to a yard sale and find these games for 50 cents a piece.
Yeah, I mean, it's online right now. Like, there's a website that's got Tekken 3 for $15.
Yep.
You can go get it right now. I mean, it's just doesn't make any sense. But again, for $100, it's ridiculous. But I do understand why the NES and the Super NES craze happened because those games that came out, there was quite a few really good games on both of those systems. And for you to go out and actually buy those, that's big money. Oh, for instance, the Super Mario, the 7 stars one. What was it called? The RPG, the Super Mario RPG.
Oh, the one you were talking about. Yeah. Oh,
dude, that game's expensive. Like, if you were to go out and try and find it, it's expensive. I mean, because I played on a computer first because I had an emulator back in the day, but and I beat it. But that game is super expensive to go find. I mean, it was rated 9.5 out of 10 in 1996. So, I mean, the game was phenomenal. I mean, you're looking, like right now online, I'm looking, let's see. This store has it for $78. This store has it for $97. This store has it for $75. That store has it for $65. So I'm telling you, that game alone, having that was awesome because it was a phenomenal game.
It's just
but
nuts.
I just don't think any of the games on the PlayStation 1 Classic is enough to make me run out and grab one right now. I'll get one, but I'm not gonna be in line waiting on it December 3rd. Just ain't gonna happen.
I'll probably pass on that. I mean, we got the classic Nintendo. We played it a little bit. We play it here and there, and surprisingly enough, the kids love it when they get in there. But they're not drawn to it because they have other things that they're drawn to. So if I say, hey, let's jump in and play some games of Excite Bike, they have no problem. But it doesn't hold their attention for more than 10 minutes.
Yeah. But let's switch gears here and talk about something really crazy if it happened. The Nintendo 64 Classic. Now, there's
now you're talking.
there's no word out there. There's nothing, no rumors. I ain't trying to spread nothing. But, looking at how the future's going, Nintendo Classic, Super NES Classic.
Well, let me ask you, because I know a guy who has a couple Nintendo 64s. What's the going rate for a standard Nintendo 64 right now if I were to buy one on eBay?
It depends on which one you want. I mean, if you just want the regular Nintendo 64, let's say probably about $50-$60 at least, just for the regular, gray 64 on eBay. Let's see what eBay's got for you.
Now, if they do that, you think they're gonna package up those shitty controllers for the 64?
What do you mean?
You think those controllers are gonna come with it? You got to buy them on the side. Those are big ass controllers.
Well, and that's the thing. So the regular NES has the regular controllers. The Super NES has the regular controllers. And they even said the PlayStation Classic's going to have the same exact size controller. Yeah. Now, with the Nintendo 64, you can't get away from that controller. You can't make it smaller. It's impossible.
No, but you could make a new controller. There's no way to make it possible. That isn't all crazy.
What's that?
You could make a new controller, kind of like the Switch Pro controller.
Nah, man, that would piss everybody off. Because, dude, everyone loved.
But my point is, okay, so you're gonna package up. Let's say you package up one controller, because there's no way they're doing two. One controller, N64, 15 games. What's your price tag on that? That's gonna be no less than $150. If the PlayStation 1 is freaking $100. I mean, you're talking.
So obviously, the Nintendo 64 is a few years behind the PS1, and it's already $100 for the PS1. I can honestly say, if they were to package up a Nintendo 64 Classic with one controller and let's say 25 games, I could say it'll be $100 or less, because they're going to keep up with Sony. I wouldn't see them going above Sony's price range, because they're already going to see.
Well, what if Sony can't
less
handle
amount
the
of
volume?
people buying it because of the price tag? So if you keep it under $100, I think it'll do just fine.
Say Sony can't handle the volume, and that $100 has nothing, then we're screwed, man. Then these classic consoles are going to be the same price as the current consoles.
Well, that's what Nintendo did. Nintendo did it right. Nintendo was like, I got this classic console, I'm going to bring it out, $60. And they're thinking in their mind, man, this has got 25 games on there, or whatever it is. You pay $60 for one current gen game. Sold like hotcakes.
Yep.
Super NES came out. We're going to raise it $10. This one's $70. Sold like hotcakes. So Sony was like, man, these are newer games, better graphics, pretty, relevant to what we got going on. $100. I'm telling you, man, they're going to sell like hotcakes.
I hope not. But I really hope not.
Yeah, but Nintendo being Nintendo, I don't see them going over $100. Big IF there, they do release one. So, and I hope they do. Well, I hope they do, because it'd be awesome
no doubt
if they did.
Over the course of the next 10 to 15 years, you're going to see GameCube Classic. You're going to see, and I'll buy a GameCube Classic, no doubt. I would love that.
Hey, just not to interrupt you, but just, there's a thing I use called pricecharting.com, and it'll literally give you anything you're looking for, and it gives you Amazon, eBay, the big competitors.
Mm-hmm.
So for a burnt orange Nintendo 64 one controller, loose, all you're getting is the controller, the game system, and the power cord, and the RCA cables. $104.
There you go. They're $150 at the least for the classic.
So I could see it, dude. I mean, I really could. I don't know. It's gonna piss me off what it's gonna do, and it really is. But
it is. It's sad, but it's also cool that they're doing it. I mean, I guess you don't have to buy it, right? So you don't have to buy it.
No, you don't. You don't have to buy it. But I'm telling you right now, hotcakes flying off the shelves. They're gonna be sold out in probably not even. I give it 4 days. Shit, and that's being generous. It'll probably be sold out in 2 days.
Yeah.
people crying on Twitter, I didn't get a Classic One, blah blah blah. Oh, no. Sony, don't worry, we're gonna bring out 42 million more. Just we may rise the price a little bit. I don't know. Anyway,
so that leads us to current gen, right? So you just jumped in on the Switch Online, and that gives you some games. What is this all about? Because I don't. Sweet. I want to get it because I want to have the Switch Online capabilities, but I know nothing about it, and I've been waiting for you to tell me a little bit more about this so that I can make a decision if the $35 is worth it.
So here's the thing. I didn't purchase it. Adam bought it. Adam bought the Switch Classic or NES Classic, whatever you want to call it, Switch Online, and there's also a family bundle, which was like $30 whatever dollars. You can buy it and give an invite to your friend, or it's a family member basically. So he gave the code to me, invited me to be under his family plan thing on the Switch Online. Dude, it's awesome. It's freaking awesome.
Well, what can you do with it?
Well, for one, it unlocks the NES. So on the NES system, you have Super Mario 1 and 2 and 3 and the original Zelda.
So all those games are playable for no extra money?
No, they're free right now. Like, you buy the plan for a year, which I think it's $30 a year or $35 a year, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And, you can play those games. But since now that they have Switch Online, you're able to play with people online. So, like right now, Double Dragon's on there. Me and Caleb was playing Double Dragon. If Adam were to play Double Dragon, we can invite each other, and he would play until he died, and then it'd be my turn to play until I died. It's the same concept.
And you can see each other's screen or gameplay or whatever.
I would imagine, yeah. So dude, it's pretty cool, man. And then
so for $35, so if you paid $35, if you paid 2 years, that's $70, right? For 20 games, that's more than the classic console already, and it's multiple accounts. That's more games. That's like, see my point? What we were talking about before, like they can do it for cheaper. They can do it for way cheaper.
Yeah, dude. I mean, so if you go to their website, Nintendo.com, and you look it up, Switch Online, it talks about online play, Nintendo Entertainment System, Nintendo Switch Online, which is it has 2 Nintendo controllers. You download that for free once you are a Switch Online, member. It saves to the cloud. There's a smartphone app that you can download and you can do chat with. So there's no actual chat built in.
There's no audio chat?
Yeah, there's no chat for the Switch yet. I think it's gonna come eventually.
Dude, Fortnite has that built into the Switch.
Oh, really?
You can play cross-platform with audio right now.
Oh, see, well, I guess the way they were talking, I read an article about it that they were saying not all games are, chat ready. So that I'd imagine they're slowly and surely integrating that in with whatever games that's coming up.
Yeah.
There's a save function on the NES when you're playing on the Switch. So like, let's say you're playing Double Dragon or whatever, and you're about to go to a boss fight. You can hit left and right trigger, pulls up a save menu, and you can save right there, which is awesome. And then you go fight the boss, you get beat, you reload, do it again. That right there alone is awesome for people that played Zelda for many, many hours and like couldn't beat it or kept getting killed at the spot or, whatever it may be. That's another way to get around and still have fun with it.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that alone, in my opinion, is worth the $35 for the family plan. That way each of us can play our own versions of those games, and that's something I would absolutely do. But what else? So you have the ability to play the classic 20 games. What else can you do with the Switch Online? You can jump into like Splatoon 2. Before you could play Splatoon 2 online. Are you no longer able to do that if you don't have the Switch Online?
See, that's the thing I'm not 100% sure about, because I was reading up on some of these things about Switch Online. I'm trying to figure out if it's just Switch on, if it's just this, or did they throw in a, hey, for $35 a year, you can be a Switch Online member, and by the way, we're gonna give you this. It's almost like they know what PlayStation and Xbox is doing.
Yep.
And at the same time, they're like, oh man, Sony's giving away free games every month. Xbox is giving away free games every month. What if we were to jump in this wagon and give away NES free and give you the ability to do all these other things? But we're, instead of giving you a game a month, we're giving you an NES Classic. And if I'm not mistaken, they're going to be adding more games to it.
Well, I hope so.
But if you look at it though, what they had done is they released the NES Classic, right? That's no longer a big deal. But now that people that bought that NES Classic went back into the Switch and was like, man, this is awesome. Now I have the NES Classic on my Switch. I'm going to buy that too, because now
you don't need the Classic anymore, especially with those like 3-foot cords.
Yeah, and this was crazy too though, because with the NES Classic right now, this is just a couple of the games that it shows that I can remember off the top of my head. Super Mario 3, Super Mario 1, Mario Brothers, the original, like the pipes and the turtles that you had to go through back and forth, like the actual Mario Brothers.
Yeah. Yep.
Balloon Fight, Dr. Mario, Pro Wrestling, Balloon Fight, Ice Hockey.
Pro Wrestling with Starman. That's my digs right there.
Tecmo Bowl, Donkey Kong. So there's quite a few actually good games.
Oh yeah.
On this.
A lot of them are on the Classic too. So it sounds like they just packaged up a lot of those Classic games, put them right in there.
Yep. Now,
people buy them 4 or 5
Dr.
times,
Mario,
man.
I can't remember if Dr. Mario was on the other one or not, but
yeah, that's the first game I played.
Was
it? That song is stuck in my head all the time.
Yeah, man, I like where Nintendo's going.
Well, they've been behind on the times and anything
see right here
digital.
it says on there. I'm sorry to interrupt you again, but it says Nintendo Entertainment System, Nintendo Switch Online enjoy a growing selection of classic NES games with newly added online play. New titles will be added regularly. So that right there tells you that Nintendo's caught on finally. This is the first. I feel like that company it's so old. It's very, very old company. Before video games, they existed, and they probably have a hierarchy. It's a Japan company. There's probably very little that they can do to move the machine. You know what I mean? So it's taken them so long to get into this digital marketplace. Their website has always sucked. They have 5 different logins for 5 different services for online Nintendo stuff. Yeah, man, but they're old, you know what I'm saying? But they're coming around. Like I was just saying earlier.
But they were the first ones. You'd think that they would be willing to spend some money to innovate, and instead you got these new companies. Well, not new. Jesus. Microsoft and Sony are not new by any means, sorry. But at the same time, they were new to the console market back in the day, and they innovated. Well, now nobody's innovating anymore. They're when it comes to like that kind of stuff. All of their stores are horrible. I mean, Microsoft's probably the best out of all of them.
You also got to think too, Microsoft has a big following of PC. PC was around before Microsoft Xbox, so they already had a market value, a website already going, a following of Microsoft and all of this. And then once they launched the Xbox, they were just like, oh, hey, by the way, we'll just add this little Xbox thing in. And it was already, so that was already taken care of.
Remember the PlayStation 3's menu system, the up and down and left and right text? Garbage. And trying to find a freaking game and trying to, go to the store, just garbage, absolute garbage. And then you come to the PS4. When the PS4 first came out, it was garbage. The menu system was garbage. They've innovated it since. We're on version 6, on beta test in version 6 as we speak right now. But think about that, man. Why is it so hard to have a marketing tab, a tab that sells the product that they're trying to get you to buy? We're in the twilight of PS4. We're looking at PS5 on the horizon. We're looking at the Microsoft Xbox 1-2 or whatever the hell we're going to call it.
4073, 720 PSOne or something, whatever the hell Xbox wants to call their next system.
The Switch will probably be around. That's probably going to, it's current generation 0.5, and they're not going to do nothing until, the next systems come out for the other stuff. But there's no innovation going on when it comes to that. I remember watching videos.
So PlayStation does the same thing every year. Xbox does the same thing every year. Now, Nintendo has always been has a huge lead because they're the only ones that do handhelds, right? There's no the Vista and the PSP fell flat. That was garbage.
Yeah.
And then the Xbox doesn't have any handhelds, so they're just like, hell with that. We're gonna get beat by PlayStation or whatever. But Nintendo every year has had a great deal of Nintendo 2DSs, 3DSs, and all this other stuff. And they were just like, look, man, we're going to create the Switch. It's going to be a console at home, a console in your hand, a console on the road. I'm telling you right now, dude, phenomenal. I guarantee you within the next 2 to 5 years, Nintendo may even be in line for competing with PlayStation and Xbox, just because that they're getting someone in that company had that gear that turned and was like, oh, that light bulb came on. I was like, dude, we're still in this, because they've been doing handhelds for so long, and they're the only real big company that's doing handhelds, so they're still making plenty of money with that. But now they're just like, dude, we're still in the run for this. I mean, the Nintendo Switch alone sold so many copies, and it's still selling copies.
Yeah, before anyone knew what the hell it was, they were like, I'll buy it. What is it? What is this thing? I'll pay $300.
Exactly, but
it has shitty controllers that break, and the left controller constantly doesn't work. Oh, yeah, fine. Oh, I'll pay $60 for a new left controller. Cool.
Well, look at PlayStation. It had its shitty moments, and then the Xbox had its shitty moments. I mean, hell, every Xbox 360 owner ever talked to had the red ring of death.
When I'm talking about
had the white the white ring of death, whatever it was. But Nintendo Switch, man, is coming around, and I'm telling you, they're putting their foot in the ground. I mean, like I was talking a while ago about the new games and stuff they're going to be adding. October, they're adding Solomon's Key, NES Open.
Shit, Solomon's Key was my bomb.
Yeah, dude, they're adding that stuff in October. They're adding, let's see here, what is it? November, they're adding Metroid, Mighty Bomb Jack, Twin B, and then in December, they're going to have Wario's Woods, Ninja Gaiden. Sold. Bro, I'll be on that like crazy. And the Adventures of Lolo. So like I said, man, these are just games they're releasing right now. And it's just 3 at a time.
It's going to keep growing.
I'm telling you, man, before it's too long, you're going to be paying the $36 a year, and you're going to have damn near every Nintendo Classic that you grew up with. And you're going to have the save options, and it's going to be fun versus stressful of not dying. Like, dude, I wish they'd bring out Contra.
Well, they will. It'll be in there. But when I'm talking about innovation, I'm talking about when I first watched the previews and saw the up and coming of PlayStation 4 and what it was meant to be, the share options, the live, watching other people play and things like that. And we're talking, this was what, 5 years ago now, 4 years ago? They made it seem like at any given time, middle of the game, you could pause it and then be like, yo, Joe, hey, check this out. And then boom, I hit a button, you hit a button, and instantly you're watching my game. That shit don't work like that, man. It takes minutes to connect.
I mean, but at the same time, though, dude, it's still pretty badass, though.
It is cool, but, I think that they come up with these concepts, these ideas, but there's a lot of money that goes into research and development, but the development stops when there's no money to be made there. So there's no more money to be made in game sharing for the PlayStation 4. So they're going to put that research and development into the PlayStation 5. People aren't going to buy the PS4 if they come out and be like, hey, by the way, we've added a new feature here. People are going to be, oh shit, let me go buy a PS4 for that. So they used it to sell it in the beginning. That was a big part of all their E3 demos and things like that. They used it to sell it. People aren't going to be using it if it takes that long to connect and things. I mean, I've probably done it twice. I've wanted to do it a lot more than twice, but it's easier to connect my computer. It's faster to connect my computer to a Twitch channel or share via Twitch and have you go just pop up on your phone on Twitch to see what I'm playing, as opposed to the instant gratification of sharing to a friend. Maybe I haven't tried it enough, but at the same time, it was always clunky and not as fun as I had expected that stuff to be.
I mean, it is a little frustrating, but it's not bad, man. I kind of like it.
We'll have to give that
But
a
you
try
also-
a little bit. We'll have to see how it is. Maybe I'll turn around on it. But that's the kind of stuff. I want to see more integration with the ability to interact with other people on your friends list. I would also like to see some of us older gamers, our friends lists are starting to dry out. As people get older, they stop buying games, they stop playing PlayStations and Nintendos and all that stuff and Xboxes, and they don't log in. So you see like a graveyard on your friends list. Like
Yeah.
when I log into Steam, I have like people I used to play religiously with back in the day, and it's like hasn't logged in 750 days. And you're like, shit, man, how do we reconnect those people? The people who you know used to be gamers. How do you get them back in the game? How do we become friends or whatever with people in the same frame of mind, same age range, things like that? There should be a little bit more of a matchmaking with that in mind as well. I'd like to see that. We talk about that quite a bit on the podcast, but I really think okay, we're going to segue into Fortnite just because I have some things to talk about there, but this is a good segue. So yesterday, Jagger and I were playing some Fortnite, and we pop into a game, and we're playing, and like always, you got a kid on the other end, and he's talking, yo, where we landing, what are we doing, blah, blah, blah. And he was actually pretty nice, and then he had another person playing in his group that didn't have a microphone. So, but I knew they were in the same room because he kept yelling at the other person, do this, do that. First game we played, this kid had 10 kills, and the other person had 9 kills. Jagger and I had like 5 or something between the two of us. So our team cleaned up a quarter of the server. Okay, the 4 of us. We move on, we play another game because they were like, oh, you guys are pretty good, let's play again. So we didn't win that first game, but the second game we came in and we cleaned house. We won the server, we won the round, and it was Jagger's first like real victory outside of like 50s or whatever, you know. So it was a pretty cool moment. And as we're playing, I'm like, so how old are you? He's 10 years old. His sister was on the other account. She's 9. And it reminded me a lot of you, Joe, and well, your family, and how, you know, your kids are pretty good. They get their own wins and stuff. But these 2 kids, brother and sister, were phenomenal at this game. I mean, phenomenal. And they were.
To me, it's crazy. Like, I'm gonna go ahead and say the majority of the times we die, between like me and you die when we're playing duos or squads,
we're getting killed by kids.
We're getting killed by kids. I mean, I'm telling you right now, my daughter could outbuild, I would say, 70% of the server. I'm not even joking. She's stupid good.
I watch those videos, man. She gets in and out. And now I don't know if you had a chance to check out. Actually, one of the things I'm going to talk about here is something I've been waiting for the longest time, but custom controller bindings. It's not perfect, but the biggest implementation that they brought with this Fortnite Season 6 is the ability to instant edit on controller. Have you been able to do that yet?
Nah, I haven't really fooled too much with it, man. I mean, the new season came out, and you know, Kaylee and Caleb's all excited about it. So I sat down and played a few games with them, and you know, the cube went to Loot Lake, and it pulled the house out of the water. So now the Loot Lake is like a vortex. The house is floating. You know, you can land on it and all this stuff.
It's floating around the map now. I don't know if you noticed today, but it started going over.
It's like it's further over. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just
it's different.
Fortnite is a really good game, but they're just stretching it now. I mean, they got dogs that can be in your backpack and dragons that can be in your backpack, and now they're talking about having things you can ride and mounts, and I'm just like, come on, man, you guys are just really stretching.
I'll tell you what, with those dogs and stuff, you know where they're going is. I could give a shit if I have a dog in my backpack. It actually gives your position away. But you know who loves the dog in the backpack? My son.
Kids.
He's like, Daddy, put on the dog. It's like, no, I don't want the dog hooting and hollering while I'm trying to run around, sneak around, and whatever. But the kids love it. But I would have
to say, on one of the craziest kills I've seen my son make to date was yesterday. I was watching him play. He landed a house, and he had been looting for like a good 10 minutes and hadn't seen anybody. and all of a sudden he was playing solos, and all of a sudden he heard footsteps downstairs. So he destroyed the stairs and put a floor down, right? And I'm like, holy shit, that was pretty smart. I wouldn't have thought of that. I
Trapping
would have
them down
just
in
waited,
there.
right? I would have just waited. So he put the floor down. The guy came in the house, noticed there was a floor. So instead of him destroying the floor, he built up. And as soon as Caleb heard him building up the house, he shot his floor down, ran outside. The guy shot at him and missed. He ran behind a car and crouched down behind the car. And I was like, Caleb, what are you doing? Well, about that time, another dude jumped off the roof and they were fighting, right? So Caleb came around the car, headshot the one dude, knocked him out. The guy landed. Caleb jumped up, headshotted the other dude, and took him out. I was like, I had to. He was freaking out, dude, running around. But I was just like, holy shit, man! How did you pull that off? Like, I would have freaked out and got one kill, maybe. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But yeah, dude, he just ran outside, hid behind the car. Here they come. He reached up, boom, boom. I was like,
definitely jump in there. Show Kaylee about the instant edit. You go into custom controller, whatever, and then you can edit. There's a fifth option now instead of Builder Pro and all those other ones. Well, now you have custom. And I only made one minor modification. I made instant edit the right button on the D-pad. And I think I might have moved some other things around. I've tried a whole bunch of different things, but I'm getting used to a lot of the things being the way they are. And again, there's some defects in it, very minor defects, like you can't map one of the buttons properly. And
so if you're saying you can instant edit, you can make it to where you can build a single staircase versus a ramp. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, so you know how right now to edit before to edit a wall, you had to hold down circle for 0.5 seconds?
Yeah.
Well, on computer, on keyboard, they can click a button and be moving their mouse at the same exact second and edit a triangle in a millisecond and be in and out and then instantly have that thing reverted back to the way it was. They can instantly edit. So now there is no delay. You hit the button and you're instantly in edit mode, but you can be doing it while you're in the middle of a firefight. So you can be firing your gun and you can instantly edit the wall in front of you. You can put a window there, pop the window out, put the window back, pop the window out. And you don't have to sit there and wait for a millisecond, because in that game, millisecond can mean your life. So
I'll have to let Caleb look at that. Caleb's not too much into the building and editing. Well, I'm thinking, don't get me wrong. The dude can edit. It's crazy. He can edit really good too, which is ridiculous. And then she can,
especially for his age.
I mean, there's a video. I mean, it is my YouTube channel, whatever, call it what you want. But if you go check out
Team Emar Gaming,
Team Emar Gaming,
that's
go to YouTube.
EMAR, Team Emar Gaming
on YouTube, and I think the first video now showing, I think it says my 10-year-old daughter has 7 kills. Anyway, she's on there and she's playing 50 versus 50, and she lands it tilted. And she's building and she's editing and then she's shooting and dodging and she's 10.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
It's crazy, man. I'm sitting here. I just got off work. I'm in there and she's like, oh, I'm just playing 50 versus 50. So I'm laying on the bed watching her play.
She's so casual about it too. I love it. Until she gets the crazy kill. Then she's like, oh my God.
Yeah. So I'm laying down and I find myself towards the end of the video standing up going, what am I watching? Is that you playing? What are you doing? You know what I mean? And she she's cleaning house, man, at 10 years old.
It's a proud moment.
But yeah, she's good, man. When she first started playing, she kind of like, she'd be timid and she wouldn't shoot nobody and she'd kind of like hide behind the tree. And now it's like, nope, I'm going to build this structure and
hey, man,
I'm going
we
to edit
all
the
were
door.
there, though. We were all there. We used to play Fortnite back when it was scary to walk out behind a tree. It was scary.
You're right.
You know, so give her props. That's amazing. I mentioned, I commented on one of the tweets, FaZe will hire her or something like that. It brings me to, so the one thing I actually absolutely love about Fortnite is the competitive scene. I don't know why I am so into it. I think it's just the aspect of, I can do some of the things that these people are doing, some of them. I can't aim like they can, I can't build like they can, but I can play pretty decent. One of the best ever. And but when you watch these pros play and they're pros playing pros, it's some of the most amazing things I've seen. The reactionary speed in which some of these people can play is
it's stupid. It's mind-boggling.
Especially when they integrate building. There's a guy, Vivid. He's one of the winningest Fortnite players of all time, and the way he plays is incredible. I watched him today. Even he had 2.5 teams on him. He had his teammate, who she wasn't doing a whole lot. She was running around causing a distraction, is about it. And he took out like 9 or 10 people in a matter of 35 seconds. And they were all gunning for him. They were all trying to kill him because he was obviously the best player there, and they were all trying to, get rid of him. And he's just running in and out of rooms and doors and building things, going up, down, this, left, right, whatever. And I don't know, man. For me, my brain is going a million miles a second watching it. I get hyped up. I love it. I love seeing this stuff. So this weekend they had a big tournament. They're in the fall skirmish now. So they had the summer skirmish. They gave away $8 million in 8 weeks. Well, now they're doing the fall skirmish. They just started. It's week 2, and it's $10 million in 8 weeks. They raised the stakes. They have 400 players involved. They've broken the 400 players up by 4 teams, and so at the end of all of this, the 8 weeks, the 4 teams are going to divvy up, or the top team is going to divvy up money. So as long as you're in the winning team, the one that has the most points, you're going to get some kind of money. It's a decent amount of money, because $10 million divided by 400 people is, someone's going to be making some bank.
Someone's going to be making some money.
So,
for sure.
I mean, this tournament has the likes of people like Ninja, Dark, High Distortion, some of the players that you're well aware of if you watch any of the Twitch stuff. And then it has a lot of people that you've never heard of. Kids 18 years old who've won their way into this tournament or whatever. And so this weekend, they had the fall skirmish week 2, and it was squad goals. So actually, this was before the drop. It went up until it was like a subsequent event. So it was before the weekend, actually. It was before the season 6. It ended on this when season 6 came out. So they had squads, and the goal, it was 2 days worth, and it was teams of 4, and it was try to get as many kills in a game as possible as a squad. And they could play as many games as they wanted, and they had 48 hours or something like that to get as many individual kills in a game as possible. And a team won with like 59 kills. In one game,
that's stupid.
A team of 4 killed 59 people. But the craziest thing about it is other teams were getting 56, 55, 52, 52, 40, 45 kills started becoming a joke. People were like dropping out of the game at 45 kills because it wasn't worth it to keep playing, because they only had so much time to try to get the 59. Once those people got the 59, everyone was gunning for it. And so people made a lot of money, man. So then they had a tournament this weekend, and it was a solo-based tournament. So it had 100 people out of the 400. They picked 100 people to play, and it was, 100 people from Europe and 100 people from US. They have the 400 people are split between Europe and America. So they had the Europe version earlier in the day, and then they had the US version later in the day. So I watched both. And the US version, again, some of the people that if you watch a lot of these streams, and freaking Tfue, he's one of the FaZe streamers. I find him to be extremely cocky. He's not super fun to watch, in my opinion. Don't want to piss anybody off, but he's like a dick. He comes across as a dick. He doesn't buy anything. He's never paid for anything in the game. He doesn't have any skins or anything. He refuses to buy skins. That guy won 2 games out of 6 out of the top 100 people in America, and he almost won a third. He came down to like top 3. Guy won 45 grand in an hour.
Nice. That's the job I need right there.
Yeah, seriously, man. Another guy won, and I was watching. He won 11,000. And he gave 3,000 of it to his fans, like his Twitch audience. He set up some contests so he could give away the money, because he was like all hyped up. Then I watched this other kid as he realized he won $25,000, and he's 18 years old. As soon as he won, he played it cool. He jumped into another game, like the tournament's over. Now he's just playing another game of Fortnite, just like you and I would, chopping down trees, and he just kind of starts giggling to himself. Plays a little bit longer, giggles to himself a little bit more, plays a little bit longer, giggles to himself, and then he's just like, Jesus Christ, what? What just happened? And you could tell it really, I mean, he wasn't joking, he wasn't acting. This is an 18-year-old kid, just won 25 grand. And there's like 500 people watching him. He wasn't a big streamer, nothing like that. And it's like, man, this game is as annoying as it can be, as silly as some of the mechanics are. The company itself, Epic, is making changes every week. Some of them are bad, some of them are good, but every week they're making changes. Every week they're trying to keep the game fresh and new. Every week they're giving opportunities to people who've never had them. And what they're doing is they're opening a door. When I was a kid, my parents yelled at me, said, don't play too many video games because you never amount to nothing. And now I can tell my kid, if you really want to, that is a route you can go. Now, it's crazy.
Yeah, man. I mean, it is. It's just the industry for video gaming has changed, man. Before, it was just video games. You couldn't get nothing out of it. Now
Exactly.
You're getting paid to play. You're getting college. You're getting...
Yeah.
I mean, hell, some of these companies are giving millions of dollars to these kids, you know? I mean...
Flying them out to LA
look at the Call of Duty guys. I forgot their names, but the guys that just won that Call of Duty tournament, how many millions of dollars did they just win? And it's all for a game, man. But if you're good, you're good.
There's a lot of money out there, and companies are willing to pay it. People are willing to pay it. When you know, we have 100,000 people watching Ninja, businesses are taking note. You know, Red Bull or whoever, Chipotle, Dr. Pepper, all these companies are taking note that they're getting people's eyes. Even if 30% of the 100,000 people are watching it, even if 1% of those people go, you know what, I'm gonna buy a Red Bull. I was watching Ninja and I'm thirsty. Like,
or they'll be like, man, I wonder what a Red Bull tastes like. I've never had one. Let me go try it.
Yeah, because I'm 7 and I'm watching this and my parents don't know, so I'm gonna go get a Red Bull.
I mean, it is kind of crazy once you sit down and like wrap your mind around it, that you can sit at your mom and dad's house, sit on the couch, eat a bag of Cheetos,
and go win 25 grand.
And go win $25,000. Like, hey, mom, I just bought a new car. You're 15. What? Yeah, I just won 25 grand.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, like you were saying, your kids are good. Jagger's getting better, you know. I don't let him play too much. I've been kind of hard on him lately because if he's not good, if he's being bad, talk him back. He doesn't get to play the games, but he's trying to get serious. I mean, like I said, he and I won yesterday, and he participated. He wanted to get in the golf cart. He wanted to start driving around. He was talking, oh, let me see the lizard. I said, focus. If you're going to be playing with me, we're going to play for real. If you're going to be playing with your friends, go do whatever the hell you want. But if you're going to be playing with me, I don't want to be on playground mode. I don't want to be joking around doing the golf cart. I want to.
I mean, that's how Caleb does, dude. He'll get in those moments where he'll just be riding in circles, or he'll be chopping a tree down, or he'll be shooting,
and they're kids,
whatever.
Yeah, they're absolutely, you can't stop them. But
yeah, you can't. But like the other day, my sister-in-law, her little boy Luke, I think Luke's 9, 8, maybe, I don't know. He's pretty young too. But him and Caleb ended up winning a duo together. And amazing. Caleb had 2 kills and he had 6 kills. And Caleb was fired up, man, running around the house. And then Kaylee came in here a couple of days ago and she's like, Dad, we just won squads. And I was like, 50 versus 50 or squads? And she's like, no, squads. So I go in there and I think she had 1 kill. But as I look around the area that they're in, there's freaking fortresses everywhere. I'm like, damn, y'all must have been building. She goes, I was like, y'all must have been building a lot. She goes, no, that was me. I'm like, what? She was like, yeah, I was building. They were shooting. I was like, wow, that's what's up. Like, that's part of it. Like, every team needs a builder, a shooter, a sniper, and a close range guy. Like, yep. If you had those 4, you're unbeatable.
Well,
I just thought it was funny. I replayed the video that she watched, and yeah, man, she was building
it's awesome.
Her ass off.
So, one more thing on the Fortnite stuff, or 2 more things, both of them kind of combined, but they opened up cross-play between PS4 and other consoles. For the Season 6, I don't know who made the final call, who made the budge happen, but there was a lot of things. With all these changes that came with Season 6, the custom controller bindings and things like that, the other thing is that they split keyboard and mouse players from controller players.
That's good.
And so it's huge. And so I think personally, that had something to do with this here, because maybe it was something else. I don't know. But they tried to do the split on one of the last big patches, 5.6 or something like that. And it didn't go through. They started it and then they had to pull it back. They had to delay the whole patch for a day or two to get it right. And it probably had something to do with the fact that when they're splitting controller and keyboard, the lobbies are no longer as robust, you know. And I know they have enough players, but there was probably some aspect that had something to do with it, in my opinion. But maybe not. Regardless, if you're playing on a controller, you're playing with Xbox players, you're playing with Switch players, and you're playing with PS4 players now. If you're on a keyboard on your PS4, you automatically get put into the PC lobby, and you are playing against PC players.
That's awesome.
If you put a controller on your PS4 after you've initiated the game with a controller on your PS4, the keyboard will not work. Those key bindings will not work. So people can't fool the system. Now, you know, there will be some people who figure a way, but I have already noticed a significant difference in the way the game plays. And if you're any way halfway decent on a controller, you can make it a lot further. Some of the build battles that were happening with mouse and keyboard versus controller are just sick. Not everyone is Nick Merckx or whoever else can, these pros that play with controllers. And it's a big disadvantage, unfortunately, until they gave us the custom key bindings. Now we have the custom key bindings. They've made a huge leap for Season 6, in my opinion. So I love and hate this game at the same time. I don't hate it as much as Joe by any means, or Jed or whoever else. I jump in there when I can. I do love the fact that they add in...
I don't hate it. I just think it's getting a little far-fetched now. I mean, if they would just keep it simple... update different weapons, update different guns.
But tell me this, Joe. Tell me this, and this is on. Well, they updated some guns. They vaulted a couple things. They vaulted the bounce pads, for example, because people were not abusing them, but finding ways to use them to get super height and to get out of the storm and stuff. So now they have to find a different way, and it's just changing the game a little bit, even if it's not bad that what they were doing before. They're altering the game every couple of weeks, pretty significant. They took the drum gun out. They took the revolver out. But what I was going to say is, think about it like this. Okay, what games have you been able to play with your kids that really take this level of skill? You can play Zelda.
None, because I won't let them play Call of Duty. Now, if I would let Caleb or Kaylee play Call of Duty, I'm telling you, dude.
They'd probably be pretty good at it.
I would definitely start them a channel. Because the way they can shoot and kill people in Fortnite.
Yeah, and there's no building there, so
with the shitty aiming system and the bloom and all that other BS. Dude.
You should try them in H1Z1 or something. I mean, I know it's...
Dude, I'm telling you, Call of Duty for them it'd be ridiculous. I mean, now, granted, like I said, I always get aggravated with Fortnite because it feels like I can't kill people like I want, and I'm sitting there shooting the hell out of them because in accuracy, the shotgun will do 4 damage one time and it'll do 400 the next, which is so stupid.
Yep.
But
I don't even go to shotguns anymore because of it. I use the heavy shotgun because that seems to be pretty consistent, but all the other ones just, I don't know, man.
That's why I got to the point where I'm just like, you know what? Screw this game, man. It's so inconsistent when it comes to fighting. But I went and played Blackout, and I'm telling you, my first game I got 4 kills. Yep. Second game got 3 or 4 kills. Every game we were getting kills. I mean, me and Adam, we never won because we like to move around too much in that and Blackout because it's so big. You really can't sit still like you can in Fortnite because you can see everywhere in Fortnite. There's nowhere to hide. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But in Blackout, you can hide behind a rock. You can hide behind the trees, and you can't shoot trees down.
Yep.
You can lay down in the grass. And let me tell you, I laid down in the grass. I'm sniping at this dude on the hill. I hit him once, and then Adam's like, dude, stop shooting. There's a guy in the window about not even 50 feet to your right. So I ease over to the right. He has no idea where I'm at, dude. I'm just laying in the grass, pop him one good time. That game's phenomenal.
I can't
like
wait.
when
Couple weeks,
Blackout
man.
comes
No,
out,
not even a couple weeks. October 4th, right?
October 12th, I think.
Is it 12th? Yeah, I mean that's
think
soon,
so.
man. Week or two.
But when that game comes out, I'm telling you, man, it is gonna have a huge success. I honestly believe, because even in the beta, it wasn't that shitty. The graphics were kind of iffy because it's a beta. They're not trying to push graphics. They're trying to overload the servers. You know what I mean? And they started with 80 players. They went to 90 players. They finished with 100. The servers, I never had any lag issues. Killing people was a little too long. And they came back and said, you know what? We're going to adjust that, because people were complaining like, hey, man, it's taken a while to kill somebody.
Yeah,
so
plus
they're like, you know, we're going to adjust. What's that?
Plus they can heal, so it makes it.
So they had, you know, they're going to either lower the health or, you know, whatever they need to do, but they're going to adjust the time it takes to, you know, actually kill someone. Bullet drop in some in different weapons were way different, so they're going to try to adjust that. Just a bunch of stuff they're already acknowledging that they're going to change.
I hope that the game immediately jumps into working with Twitch or working with YouTube or whatever to put forth these e-tournaments, because I get sucked in, and that's part of why I'm still in this Fortnite thing, and I still play it. I want you to watch next week's Fortnite tournament if you get a chance. Just throw it on your phone or something while you're doing whatever else you're doing, because it's incredible. I know you can go watch it after the fact, but part of it is the anticipation, just like a football game, just like watching you don't know who's going to win, you don't know what's going to happen, and there's serious money on the line, and you're like, man, this could be me. Not, you know, I'm not 5, you know, I'm 5'7", I'm not like a football player, right? I could never be a football player. I don't have an arm like a rocket, so I could never really be a pitcher or anything like that, you know. I can't play hockey, but I can play video games. And there is no age limit to how old you have to be able to play video games. So even though it's a pipe dream, there's always a chance. And it makes you feel good when you see these people making serious money.
Well, it's not even a pipe dream, dude. I mean, you got kids that's on YouTube right now that's 10, 11, 12 years old, and
yeah,
straight A student, varsity football players, but they're like, you know what? While you guys are out partying or going to the pool, I'm gonna play video games, and I'm gonna get good at it, and I'm gonna start making money. And that's what's happening.
It's awesome to think about just where the world is going, and what we can what we can expect in the years to come. I mean, esports is something I really love. I love that the fact that it's actually becoming a thing. I watch a lot of UFC, I watch a lot of football, I used to watch a lot of baseball, but it's very easy to throw up plus the esports is doing it right. It's a lot easier to get access. It's free. It doesn't cost you money to go watch kids play Fortnite. It's free. You know, but you want to watch football, you have to have a cable package. You have to have this, that, the other thing. Costs a lot of money.
That's true too. So,
but anyways, so real quick, talk about a little. I know we're running along here, but I just want to jump into some things I've been playing. So I'm still working through Spider-Man. Got about 50% done there. I could have probably beat it, but like I said, camping and all that fun stuff.
Did I tell you I platinum that game yet?
No. Oh man, I don't doubt it.
I ended up platinum the game. Mind you, Caleb ran in there and was like, "Hey, Dad, let me play." I'm like, "All right, man, whatever." So he ends up going and fighting Lee by himself and beats him.
Oh shit.
And then he fights Rhino and beats him. And he's like, "Oh, hey, Dad, there's some other guy. I don't want to fight him." And hands me the controller. I'm like, "What the hell, dude?" Like he'll jump in a Sable base and just destroy it. And he's like, "Oh, that was fun." I'm like, "Oh my God, dude, what the hell?" Like he's going through the gadgets and he's shooting with. Dude, he's pretty good, man. Ailey doesn't like that game too much. She doesn't like the fighting, but she'll swing through the city and get some stuff. But then like Caleb's like, "Oh, Dad, there's a red triangle. Here I go," and just jumps in the middle of freaking 20 dudes and starts getting beat up. And he's like, "Oh, spider web, spider bomb, call out this, call out that, and combo this, triangle, circle, finish move." I'm just like, what the hell is going on?
That's awesome. So
it is kind of crazy.
I got Beat Saber for the PC. That's the game we've been talking about. It's like the Rock Band style. You're holding two lightsabers, the VR game, and I cannot wait for that to come out for Sony PlayStation VR. I'm definitely going to buy it for the PlayStation VR. I'm hoping that on PSVR that we're able to sideload songs in, because people are making their own versions of songs and stuff. But Joe, that game's for real, man. You get a workout. You start burning up, sweating halfway through the first song, and it's a lot of fun. You're in this kind of a dark environment, very virtual looking environment. These cubes are coming at you, and you got to swing into the cubes at the direction that the arrow is pointing.
I got to work out playing Rock Band, so I can only imagine if I'm moving around, it'd be even worse.
It's for real, and so I'm looking forward to that. And then a game that just came out that actually kind of puts some VR on the map is Creed: Rise to Glory. It's a boxing game, and it is a real deal. Like, you're swinging and boxing and you're fighting, and they actually put in an online mode where you can play against other players. So if you know another person who has the same game and the headset, you can go box them in the game. So it's pretty badass. So I'm looking forward to that one. I'm going to be probably getting that once I have some time. But Spider-Man, Fortnite, a little bit more Battle to Blood, which is another VR game, and Beat Saber. That's what I've been playing. What about you? You've been digging into anything else?
Not really, man. We've been playing Fortnite, obviously. Played Spider-Man, Platinum that. I jumped on Destiny 2 a little bit. I was trying to do the... I just have
that special raid or whatever it is.
I have 2 more trophies left to platinum that game, and it's just... I played it for a couple hours, and I just got to level up 2 more characters and get their 3rd special ability, and I'll platinum that game. Played a little bit of the NES Classic this weekend with Caleb. Played some Double Dragon. He thought that game was really fun. Played some Super Mario 3 a little bit.
Nice.
Got into some old school stuff. It was fun.
That's awesome. Well, I got another review copy of a game for VR, and it's called Operation Warcade. You remember Operation Wolf way back in the day? You could go play it in the arcade, and it had a gun.
No, I sure don't.
So Operation Wolf was a side-scroller type game where you had the gun, and you go up to the arcade machine, and the game is going left to right, or I'm sorry, right to left. So like it's moving, and you got to kill the guys as they appear on the screen or whatever. Kind of like a Contra or something like that, but I guess you're in the sky with a machine gun or something trying to pick people off. Well, they came out with this game called Operation Warcade, where you have the aim controller, the VR thing, and you walk up to an arcade machine in the virtual world. And so you're playing this game like an old school arcade game in the VR, kind of like the pinball game I was telling you about before, where you're playing pinball in VR. So you're using the gun and you're actually shooting and everything just like you would in the old school arcade. And then every once in a while you jump into the game and you're playing like a first-person shooter type thing as one of the players inside the screen. And then you pop back out. Yeah, so I got a copy of that. I'm going to be playing that and try to review that by next week, along with Predator Vendetta Rising. Let's see here. I'm going to read off the contest rules again. I know that I did it a bunch at the beginning, but real quick. To enter the contest, follow at the Backlog Pod on Twitter, retweet and like the post that I'm going to be posting tonight right after this podcast. This is September 30th, so you'll see the post on September 30th. Go back, retweet that post, tag 3 friends, 3 human people, not bots or anything like that. Just try to tag 3 friends, because the whole point of this is to grow the channel. And that's it. Follow, retweet, like, and tag. And we will pick one player, one person, one contest person to have this game for free. Predator Vendetta Rising.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. Well, this has been fun, Joe. What else you got as we wind it down?
That's it, man. Just check out our website. Check out our Twitter account. Check out our Discord. It's all on our website.
There is one more thing.
BacklogExposed.com.
There's one more thing I want to bring up real quick. So I was looking into what it would take to bring Team Emar Gaming mainstream, to make it real. And the key thing is you have to be a partner on Twitch, right? So to actually make like a team on Twitch, which is what would propel you into actually making it real. I mean, we could make it real beforehand, right? Team Emar Gaming, we say we're Team Emar Gaming, blah, blah, blah. But to be recognized, to be part of these tournaments or whatever, you got to have a team of people. Only has to be 2 people, right? Just someone creates it. So I want you to give out your Twitch on these podcasts, so people start joining up, following, favoriting you, whatever they have to do. They can't subscribe to you, but they can like your page, and every time you jump in, they can get a little taste of fun and a little bit of that Kentucky Derby action going on, and you'll enjoy it. Yeah, the Team Emar Gaming is a real deal thing. It's not a joke. We're not joking around about it. We're actually trying to push it. We're just not as able to push it down your throat like a lot of these people can when they have more time to do it. This isn't our business. This is our fun. But I really think we should do it. I think we should look into trying to make your channel as strong as it can be, so that we can make a partner one day, so that we can put Team Emar Gaming into the spotlight.
I think it'd be fun, man. And eventually, I'll get my kids is going to be on it too. I mean, they want to always do, like Caleb and Kaylee is always asking me, Dad, can we live stream on Twitch about, Fortnite? I'm like, no, we can't do no live streams, blah, blah, blah. I was like, but if I'm in there playing with you guys, we'll do a live stream. And then, they get excited about it. And I was doing a Spider-Man. I played for I think 15 minutes, 20 minutes on one of them. I was live streaming, and Kaylee and Caleb's in the background. They're all excited about it. But yeah, it's fun, man. It is fun playing a game, hanging out with the kids, doing a Twitch stream. And, every now and then we'll have people jump in on I think the most I've ever had was 15 viewers at one time. But they would jump in and be like, oh, man, this is cool. You're playing with your kids, blah, blah, blah. And the kids will read that, and they're like, oh, Dad, someone's watching. It's pretty neat.
I'll have to see if I can set up an auto retweet or something for your channel, so that if you tweet out, then the Backlog Pod will tweet it out as well, letting people know that you are streaming. Or you can just log into that one as well and tweet out there. Because it doesn't hurt to grow, to shoot it from both sides.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's all about having fun, too. I mean,
yeah, and getting
like
people
you said, this isn't our everyday thing. We do this twice a week. We play video games as much as we can, but we have full-time jobs. So, we don't sit at home all day. Now, if I was able to sit at home all day and do this, then yeah, obviously you could grow your channel a little easier, but working 40, 50 hours a week, then coming home,
well, that's
doesn't
why we're
work
begging.
out that way.
That's why we're begging and pleading. Vote whatever we ask you to do. Go on our website, look at our posts, share them out. Go to the Discord. All that stuff's right on the top banner of our webpage. And go vote on Joe's poll for his what game he should play next. Go vote on my poll, what game I should play next. Joe, you updated your poll, right?
Yeah, man. I hope they pick Borderlands. I'll play it again for the 15th time.
Well, let's check. Let's see. Are you at your computer?
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see what we got.
Yeah, man. The website's nice though. I like how it looks. It's clean. I like how we you can scroll through and see what we got, the reviews and stuff that we did. I do think, after looking back on the website, I do think Blackout's going to give Fortnite a run for its money, man. I really do.
I do too. I think it's going to pull people away. I don't know if it'll kill Fortnite, but it's going to.
It won't kill it. Nothing's going to kill that freaking game. But I'm telling you right now, it's gonna hurt.
So what game do you think?
You're an asshole, bro. I just saw that. You're an asshole. I'm not playing Assassin's Creed at all.
I found 10 different Assassin's Creed games. That's been up there for weeks.
Has it?
That's been...
I don't ever go look at my page.
I know. I'm just fucking around.
That's hilarious.
Oh shit. I was hoping one day you just come on the podcast and be like, listen, motherfucker, what the hell is this? I had to walk into it.
Nah, dude, I'm not playing any Assassin's Creed games ever.
For those of you who aren't familiar with what's going on our website, we both have our own pages. If you could click on the About Us, you can go to Joe's page or my page. There's also a link directly to the polls. And I just created a poll for both of us. What game should we play next? And I put up 10 games on both of us. Joe put a couple up there. I think he put 2, but I just blew them away. And I put 10 different Assassin's Creed games out there. And So every single choice of his is Assassin's Creed.
I ain't playing
And I picked Black Flag because that's the best one.
it. You're such a prick.
I love it.
That's pretty good. That is pretty good.
Oh, man. Well, hey, with that, I'm Joe.
You're Joe? I thought I was Joe.
I'm fucking with you. See? I was hoping you just follow up with I'm Joe.
I'll be Kevin, I guess.
And we are
The Backlog
Exposed.